Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode with me, Bellfire, and today we're back in Oxygen Not Included, and I have made a minor mistake. So, in the initial build of this, these 4 window tiles need to be made of glass, or need to be made of diamond. I don't have enough diamond to make them all out of diamond, so I made some of them out of glass. It worked. It just didn't work perfectly. So what I'm currently doing now is trying to restore this to its former state. It's not easy, all things considered. What are you? You're mopping? Oh. There we go. And this time I'm trying to fill it with brine just simply because slightly higher thermal conductivity, specific heat capacity is lower, and it seems to have a lower freezing point. Also, I've moved the Wheezeworts down to here so they will continue cooling stuff off. It is working because all this is now around 40 degrees. It was around 80. And this has only been going for about 5.6 cycles. It may not be quick, but it is sure efficient. Alright, so now the annoying thing is just going to be ferrying everything from over here, or really anywhere that gets mopped up, to right there. Because I need about 2,000 kilograms worth of liquid. And yeah, sure, I could use another liquid, but that's just going to be slightly more annoying. Well, maybe. Maybe not. If anything, it might be a little bit easier. Alright. But hey, so far it's going good. Also, I've done a little bit more with my power grid, and by that I just simply mean I've ran a few more wires, and I'm realizing that it isn't the most efficient way to run wires, but I think it'll look good once it's done. So I'm planning to leave it how it currently is. Alright, there we go. Alright. But here's my plan of doing the wires. Basically, they'll run right next to each other, but they won't ever actually connect, if that makes sense. Or at least that's my eventual plan. But currently, it's just a lot of waiting for what's the word? For things to get for copper. That's really what I'm waiting on the most right now. It's copper, but I don't know why I didn't think of this before. Sure, I can use the perfect one-to-one manufacturing, or I can use the 2-to-1 manufacturing and get a little bit of sand out of it. So I've gone with that, at least for now. Well, I'm going to go with it while I'm rebuilding my power network. One other thing I added a second thermal aqua tuner. My hope was that it would make things quicker, and I think it has. And I will go ahead and also start making more copper with that, since the cooling on it is much better. So I'm thinking I'll set this down to 1. Let Calcifix finish with that. And then just simply go from there. Like building 2 of those back. So 6.6 kilograms. Of course, it's unreachable. Wait, so you can build a block here, but you can't reach that? I don't see the logic in that, but okay. $3,300 grams. Oh boy. This is gonna take a while, won't it? Honestly, it would be much easier to fill it from above. You know what? I'm going to do exactly that. I'm going to fill it from above. And now my question is, why is this so much warm? Why is it so warm? When I've been dealing in things that are so cold. Honestly, this is what? Yeah, this produces salt. I mean, I have already made a fluid filter using the same principle as the... Or I've made a mechanical fluid filter using this same principle here. So I don't see why I couldn't make another 1 or 2 of them. Now I don't think anyone's going to be able to reach that. Alright, there we go. Yep. Oh, really? That's surprising. And the water pretty much fixed itself. Perfect. So now, I'm gonna critical priority this. I want to fix that as quick as possible. Also, I've added 2 temp shift plates just to hopefully help cool everything down, but we'll see. Alright. And then I'm also, I found a really weird glitch. For some reason, this works. I don't know how, but it does. I wish I knew. I genuinely have no idea how it works. And honestly, I think this might need a little bit... Oh, you're dormant. For how long? 26 more cycles. Probably... Oh, you're still erupting. I'm surprised. But this is having absolutely no trouble producing. Who would have guessed? I do have the cooling line right here. So why not just use that as the... Well, because I don't want to cause anything to heat up more. That's why. Okay, you two are good. Okay, let's see. This is working fairly well. Oh yeah, it's cooling down nicely. Then most of the water in here should begin vaporizing soon. Oh. Speaking of, that should also vaporize here very soon. Let me guess, it's not a high enough concentration of steam. What's your vaporization point? 119, I see. Honestly, I might need to fill it with more water. Or polluted water. Whichever. And then, of course, I'm out of power. Yep. Honestly, one thing I've noticed is a lot of the wires that were taking damage have stopped since I've put these in. The wire bridges. So I think I found a way to temporarily save my power grid. No, I'm not going to keep it like this because I don't think of it as a good solution. I will be changing it. But as far as this goes, generator idle. Why are you idle? Let me guess. It needs more steam pressure, right? 1200. 230 kilograms. It needs a lot more steam pressure. Alright, there we go. That's how I'm going to fix my pressure problem. Or at least, hopefully, that's how I will. Well, it could also be because the steam's too cool. I guess we'll see here shortly. Okay, it's not because the steam is too cool. I got it. I do want there to be more steam, so I will put in a few droplets of water. That's probably good. And yes, the water inside the cooling loop is set to 20 degrees. Thimble reed, sure. Temperature-wise, it is cooling. Slowly, but it's cooling nonetheless. So I'll take that as a win. And, you know what? I can probably make this entire system a little bit self-sufficient. All I need to do is go to power and give it a few smart batteries. I'll do 2. And then I'll just wait to see what happens. And the reason I want it to be 20 degrees so bad is because that's, I think, temperate for the duplicants. And then the steam pressure looks alright, I think. Then how's up here looking? Alright. Not great, but not horrible. I really wish it would stop breaking up the way it is, but I guess we'll see if that's even possible to get to stop happening. I mean, it might help if I flip the directions of, or the direction of the thermal aqua tuners. That might help. To be honest, it probably will. I mean, this is outputting, what, 272? It seems to be going... It's fluctuating, I think? 274. So, no, it looks like it's constantly going up. Okay. What's the vaporization point? Oh. 799. Okay. This is basically my way to keep, hopefully, power in this circuit, if you will. Then why is the heat so high? I mean, the water's 29 degrees, so it shouldn't be that high. All things considered. Because the polluted water is so hot. Why is the... Because I'm importing, what? 84 degree water? And a lot of it? That would explain it. So... One. So, looks like I need to play with logic here some. Or add some extra. Which will be fun. I mean, this is all cooling down. The airlock's somewhat cooling down. The glass, not really. The glass is holding its temperature rather well. I wonder. Would metal tiles work better? High thermal conductivity. $60. Compared to a diamond tile, which has 80. Glass... That's it. That's my problem. The glass. And honestly, these batteries are not needed. I honestly thought glass would have a higher thermal conductivity. I was wrong. Well, here. So you want, if you want a heat sink, basically, you want low thermal or high thermal conductivity, low thermal capacity, or specific heat capacity. 0.129. The metal tile is even better. What? So why wouldn't I use just metal tiles for this? I mean, it might be because it's cheaper, or the fact that it's just 20 higher is that much better? If I were to guess? Honestly, I have no idea. I do want this gold back, though. Now let's see how well this cools. And then last thing needs to be moved right here. This is already 82. This is heating up. 72. This is sitting about stable. Well, I can't make a mechanized airlock out of gold. Well, here, what's a mechanized airlock's overheat temperature? 54. Radiation blocking, melting point. Does it even have an overheat? Considering it's a dork? By the looks of it, no. Alright, what happens if this were to be made out of gold amalgam? 2 even, 0.15. 54, 0.49. I see now. The reason this has to be made out of steel is due to its thermal conductivity. I see now. And there's polluted oxygen in here. Great. Wonderful. I'm just gonna wait for this to stop producing. Or stop erupting, I should say. Okay, I'm curious. What would one of these tiles be made out of? Steel. 54.49. Out of gold. 60! Yeah, no, I'd say the gold is better. Nowhere near as good as diamond, but still better. Okay, now quickly, please, pump all this oxygen or polluted oxygen out. Milligrams down to micrograms, I hope. Yep. All right. It could be the fact that I have obsidian right here. And it's acting kind of like a thermal battery. Which, in that case, I'll have to break this down again. But then I'll just simply move all of this right here. Because that's one thing I noticed. The water is staying about the same temperature as the obsidian. So yes, that means I will have to vacuum it back out again. Alright. Other than that, let's see how this is going. Much better, actually. It's a lot further along than I thought it'd be at this point. Considering, you know, the severe lack of copper. What? That's unreachable? Oh, man. Well, first, let me see who's gonna do this. Cannot pick up. So that's the first one on the pickup list. Got it. Oh, hey, this should slowly begin to work more and more. That should make everything reachable. You do not want to be in there. Really, seven people instantly got on top of it. I see. Then, as you can see, my clay is currently no longer producing. But also, I have 6.4 tons of extra ceramic, so I don't necessarily need it to be producing currently. Let me set that back down to 5. Wait for you to stop erupting again. And yes, I realize there's ceramic and obsidian in here. No, it doesn't bug me that much. Alright, now... Okay, really? That's not good in the slightest. There we go. Now it's finally beginning to cool down. Actually, a lot, really. Huh. That's kind of surprising. Grams down to milligrams again. And micrograms. That should be better since the water's at 68.5. And honestly, I'm happy to set this down to 10. Even though I probably don't need it. But I think this is definitely helping. So that I'll just go ahead and do the same thing here. Metal. But this one is kind of... It's not... I don't want to say it's not as important, but it's a secondary, really. And then also we have a whole lot of crude oil thanks to our little slickster friend. Who's laid a long hair larva egg. Oh wow, that's bad. That's really bad. Honestly, it may take longer, but I kind of sort of need this. I need this area to cool off, not continue heating up, as it is right here. Oh, and they're rather sensitive plants as well. Wonderful. There we go. That should help. Most of this area is still rather cool. Then down here is still cooling off. It's taken a lot longer than I thought it would. Then all the water. 70. 70 degrees. Not nearly as cool as I would like. And I'm assuming that I'm out of polluted ice, right? Yep. Polluted and pure ice, I'm pretty much out of. Only thing I have left really is snow, some tiles of ice, but not many. So, really, I'm waiting for this to erupt again. But that's going to be 21 cycles from now. And you are now dormant for the next 42 cycles. How fun. Okay. Well, let me see here. So 88 and 76. I'll just sum back up to 99 when I need them. Because right now, I don't necessarily need them. As for all this, I need to figure out the best way to cool it all down. And honestly, I don't want to say it, but planting Wheezeworts might be the best. Just maybe. I mean, all that's at 23. This is at 27. Or, another thing I can do. Replace parts of these lines with radiant pipes. Well, now I'm out of gold, but... So that's about as far as I can... No. Out of depleted uranium, please. Thank you. And I'm saving my copper, just simply because I need so much for it. And basically, the plants are consuming their own heat. Or at least in theory. I hope it does, that my idea does work. I'm not sure if it will, though. If anything, it's heating up now. Wonderful. Well, the water that's coming in is cooler now. You know what? 0. If I can get this, then that should definitely help. If I can get down here as cold as that, that should be able to help. At least that's my plan. Then the main trick will be getting everything else to cool down to it. Alright, anyway. How much longer are you active for? 18 cycles. Okay. So 18 more cycles worth of water. Yeah, I don't know how I'm going to take care of this yet, but I'll figure it out somehow. Considering I'm operating on way reduced food. I mean, this is already cooling down with minor radiation. So, I mean, I'll figure it out. I do have an idea. Basically, it's going to be weaving a pipe from down here up to pretty much through here, then back down. That's going to be pretty much it. If it'll work, I have no clue, but I'll see when I eventually build it. But today I want to focus on the electrical grid. Which has taken a little longer than I expected, but there's a lot that needs to be done, so I mean, I understand it. And how much copper? 582. No. So all that was apparently said to be made out of iron. None of it was supposed to be made out of iron. It was all supposed to be made out of copper. I wish I knew that. I had no idea. But I'm not stubborn enough to just simply disassemble all of these wires just simply because they're made out of the wrong material. But that would explain why I ran out of iron a few times. I can't believe... I should have checked the material. Actually, that was supposed to be there. Iron. Copper, 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 copper. Then... there's that. I'm kind of surprised that all of this was able to be done, albeit not exactly how I planned it. Oh? Oh, that's actually made out of copper. That's... I wasn't expecting that. And yes, there are much more efficient ways of laying wire, but this is the way I'm choosing, so I am fully aware that this may not be the most efficient. What material are you? Gold, that explains it. Alright, there we go. That's all that redone. So now I am officially out of copper. but that's to be expected. I'm glad this is properly working now. In fact, it's cooling off the rest of the area. That gives me a little bit of an idea. Well, it might be giving me a little bit of an idea. Just maybe. How cold is it getting? I saw 0 in there a few times. Negative? So you're telling me this one thermal aqua tuner is bringing its steam turbine down to negatives? Or down into the negatives, I should say. That's impressive. And then I do want to see a more detailed map of my calories, which... Oh boy, it's been a while since I've opened this. Calories, cycles, calorie consumption, consumed, generation. So what? So my average generation, 30,000. Well, I do have other sources of food than just... I have other sources of food, so I might be able to transition slightly from the bristle blossoms to the hatches and paku. Pakus. But I won't be able to keep with the pakus if I don't have water. So yeah, I'm thinking I will go ahead and build that mechanical filter. Which means I need plumbing. So I want to separate their input. Then go ahead, copy that. This thing can go right there. So then what I want to do is get my pump where plumbing, the liquid valve can go right here, I'm thinking. Or do I want it right here? I'm thinking right here. Yeah, that seems alright. So then 2 liquid bridges. Then it's a U. This is your output, your input, your offshoot pipe. Well, I actually want my output to go into there. Then I would like it to meet up with this thing. So then liquid bridge right there. Insulated pipe to there. Then if I do 1 there, then bring it up a block, 1 there. The biggest and most important thing about this entire setup is the liquid valve. So I'll go ahead and build that. Then mostly it's pure water coming through, which may not be the greatest considering it is going through my coolant line. At 70 degrees in temperature, no less. Okay, so now 1 gram a second is its required input. Then I also can't forget power, but that's simple. So then, let me also go ahead, brine, and salt water. And there we go. And that did not work exactly how I wanted. Oh boy. So that means I just simply broke this. So let me repair that. Insert to clear that out. Oh. And no, I did not want to do that. Where's... Okay, werewolf, come on. So it looks like I need to do that. And probably I'll need to reset that filter. So that it actually accepts brine. Okay, fun. Great. Amazing. Annoying. Oh? So it doesn't... Oh, that... Okay, well that makes all of this easier. And apparently, I never needed any of this extra complicated stuff. So... And I will hook this right there. There we go. Then disconnect that and reconnect that right there. Alright. So now, all of this needs to be priority 9. There. So, simply... Ooh. So, I will need this to come down first. Then, I'll have you go up. Not that high. And split like that. Then, this is probably overcomplicating it, but I'm not too bothered by that. You can go there. Those can be deconstructed, disconnected, and then reconnected like that. And there we go. That should be all that working now. Basically, the goal is to make sure no salt water gets into the water sieves. And from the looks of it, it'll work. And here comes some brine right now. The good thing is, all this brine, or at least most of it, is still really cold from being up here. Or even right here. Or any of this. So that should, fingers crossed, help with the current heat issue I'm having. And here comes some brine for the first time. there we go. It's working almost perfectly. So I can't complain. Then as for... yeah, that makes sense. It's cool. I'm glad these two are keeping themselves cooled off by keeping their coolant water nice and cool. Ooh, 9.3 tons of copper left. Well, no, I still have more. I actually have I have a lot more. So instead of stressing myself out some, I'll go ahead and do that. Then, tiles. This is like a priority 1, unless someone gets stuck. That's Mafic, so Mafic rock. Then, same thing along here. And there we go. That should work perfectly fine. Okay. This is running actually at a pretty high efficiency. I'm kind of surprised. And I mean, it's cooling this general area down, which is probably the most shocking part to me. If I can get below 16, that would be even better. But I don't know how feasible that is. This, on the other hand, is working perfectly fine. No. I'm out of magma. Oh, dear. So, how exactly are you below your needed temperature? When you have multiple things of 9 or over 180. That is so much igneous rock. Oh my lord. Why is there so much of it? Well, most of this brine is pretty cool, so... or rather warm. Unfortunately, but... here's staying nice and cool, which I'm glad about. I think over here is cooling... oh, over here is cooling, because it was typically stuck at about 50. So that's good to see. My water level is in fact slowly increasing. That is really good to see. I was honestly worried it would not fill at all. And I'm not even going to talk about here temperature-wise. 37. That's actually pretty cool. Dear Lord. Like cool as in temperature-wise. Alright, there we go. So then the next step would be hooking all this up to power or building the steel thermal aqua tuner that goes right there. So the thermal aqua tuner can be completely submerged and not care. Oh? Really? Ice is forming. Huh. Okay. Utilities, temp shift. I have 2,000 ice. Okay. 2 temp shift plates. All right. I'll be back as soon as they're built. So I'll see you all in just a second. All right, I'm back, and they're in the process of being built. And yeah, instantly melted. But look at the temperature of the water now. Instantly cooler. And yeah, this isn't the most efficient pump setup, but it still works, so I'm not gonna complain. And let me guess, you stored organic and polluted dirt. That is no longer needed, I don't think. Blossom seed, sure. 6 tons? So why isn't that being taken care of right now? Alright, let's see. It is still this is still freezing, which is surprising, to be perfectly honest. Yeah, I mean, these little blobs are just annoying. And honestly, I think I'm able to pretty much protect my power grid, which may sound weird to say, but by using these broken wire bridges, nothing else seems to be overvolting. Okay, good. No phosphorite, hydrogen gas. Okay, my main thing is... Okay, my water's going up. That's my biggest thing. As long as my water level continues to go up, I'll be happy. Reich. Oh, no. Reich. And that's why you always build an emergency ladder for your duplicates. Because if you don't, there's a chance they'll wind up starving themselves because they got stuck. Yep, dock your exosuit and get food. Thank you. All right. And let me guess, things are slowly beginning to cool off some. I don't know why it would. This needs to stay at 300. Actually, I'll turn it down to 200 and set this to 20. That should help. All right. Well, as you can see, my power grid is slowly being built. Keyword there is slowly. But it's being built nonetheless, so I can't complain much. And I'm not going to. What's your... 65! And it was increasing. That's concerning. I'm pretty sure it's mostly because of the water. Maybe? It's down to 72. which is better. Not perfect, but it is better. No way. Are you kidding? Okay, so turns out that this little thermal aqua tuner can in fact get water down to negative... What? What's the highest I've seen? 4? Negative 5 degrees Celsius. Dear Lord. Alright, well, unfortunately, that's all the time I have in today's episode, so I hope you all enjoyed. Please don't forget to leave a like, comment, subscribe, share, all that amazing stuff, and I'll see all of you in the next episode. Bye, guys!